Later today. So let's continue the conversation with Congressman Charles Djou, Republican from Hawaii, who joins us live on set. Great to have you here.
Aloha, good morning.
And aloha to you, bright and early this morning. So Summers is out, Romer's out, Orszag is out.
Yes.
It seems that Summers, this was his decision, that he had this 2-year window to go back to Harvard. So is this the message of change that you were expecting from the president?
Well, I think it's clear. And we'll maybe begin by saying I certainly wish Mr. Summers very well. I think he's a very bright individual.
He was moderate to deal with.
Well, yes, but
budget committee.
The problem isn't whether or not he was a nice person or whether or not he was an intelligent individual. The problem is the policies he advocated and were adopted by the Obama administration have clearly failed the American people. Along with Orszag as well as Christina Romer, what they constructed together, a policy of spend, and then spend some more to get America out of this economic rut, has just simply not worked. We have ballooning budget deficits, a national debt which was going to burden the next generation, and America is still looking at an unemployment rate well above 9%.
Well, if you say that those policies have failed the American people, if Republicans win Congress, how will you do better? I know that you guys are coming out with your economic plan, the Republicans tomorrow. I know that's embargoed, but generally speaking, how do you plan to do better?
What the American people need, and what the Republican caucus clearly recognizes, is we need more investors, we need more wealth creators, we need more job creators here in this nation. The way you do that is you keep your tax rates low, we lower things like the capital gains tax rate, and we took a very serious look at spending. Spending is out of control in Washington, D.C. We cannot continue along this path of creating new government programs. Instead, what we need to be doing is creating more private sector jobs.
You know, Senator Gregg, Republican Representative Ryan was also on the network yesterday. They say that the plans that you guys are coming out with tomorrow need to be tempered because Republicans, if they win Congress, will have to still work with the administration, will still have to work with President Obama. So how can they be tempered but also send the message of change?
Well, I completely agree with that here. We have to work in a bipartisan fashion. What the current leadership in the U.S. Congress is engaged in is a very hyper-partisan approach, unwilling to talk to the Republicans. I'm hopeful that after the November 2nd general election, we'll have a change in leadership in Congress. But of course, Barack Obama will still be president of the United States. The Republicans will have to find a way to work with President Obama. And I think there is some opportunity to do so. Again, the president is going to have an entirely new economic team with the departure of Larry Summers here.
Who would you like to see take over?
You know, I'm going to leave that to President Obama. He's, of course, the president. This is his choice. It is not the choice of the Congress. But whoever the president is,
maybe?
Yeah, I think that wouldn't be a bad idea. But I mean, an ideal situation for me, being a congressman from Hawaii, somebody from Hawaii. But you know, that's much more important here is we have somebody who's going to work in a bipartisan fashion with both Republicans and Democrats and change the policy of spend to no end to try turn around this economy.
Christine wants to jump in from Singapore.
Hi, Congressman. This is Christine here. Timothy Geithner, of course, staying in his job. How do you feel about Geithner? Is he doing a good job in handling, you know, U.S.-China relations when it comes to the currency?
Well, I think Timothy Geithner is trying, but he is not doing a good job because this economy continues to remain in a rut. Unemployment continues to remain far too high. Whether or not Timothy Geithner needs to be replaced is up to the president, but what he needs to do is change the policies of this nation. Right now, what's happening is wrong, and the American people recognize it, and they're going to render their judgment on that in under 45 days here on November 2nd with the general election.
Congressman, talking of the election, thank you very much indeed for bringing that up. I'm wondering what the strategy is for the Republican side of things on the economy. You don't want to go too far. You don't want to give the Democrats too much to shoot at. How much are we really going to learn about what you're really thinking over the next few days?
Well, I think the Republicans are going to be coming forward with our own proposal. We're coming out on Thursday. I don't want to give too much away. The leadership will be having their own press conference and revealing to the public what our plans are. But I think it's safe to say that the Republicans will be turning away from the failed policies of the current majority in Congress and will, unlike the current majority in Congress, be far more fiscally responsible. Look, right now, this year in 2010, this is the very first time in modern American history that the U.S. House of Representatives is not passing a budget. And we're compounding this fiscally irresponsible behavior With just a week to go to the start of the new fiscal year for the federal government, we have yet to pass a single appropriations bill. I think this is clearly representative of fiscally irresponsible behavior and things that you can expect to see changed with new leadership in the Congress.
Okay, and you're on the Budget Committee, so you would potentially be a guy to do that. Congressman Charles Djou, always great to see you. Thanks so much for coming on, a rising star in the Republican Party. Guy.
Thank you very much. Interesting interview. Let's